Howdy, everyone. This is Matthew Pizgatti checking back in to talk about DRIP, what's happening with the DRIP network. We have some exciting, pretty bullish type news going on that's going to be making its way our way in the near future. And we're going to check in on what's happening with the animal farm and where we are in that whole process of switching from version 1 pigs to version 2. Now, first off, on the animal farm, looks like the pigs crediting page is still live. So that's still live. It should have already been shut down. It was supposed to be shut down, I think, on Tuesday or Wednesday. Last message we have from Forex Shark, the developers, that he says we're preparing to shut down the credit contracts. And that was on the 24th. He says we have enough pigs to remove 90% of the liquidity instantly, and the other 10% will be removed and migrated over the following month. So that's possible. What he means by that is, he says he's going to shut down the credit contracts. So I'm wondering exactly what he means by that. He's saying 90% of the liquidity instantly he can remove, and then the other 10% will be removed and migrated over the following month. Maybe that 10% are the ones that are still trapped in some of the single pools, places like that where people were having trouble withdrawing those, getting those out. If that's the case, then he may still have those snapshotted and ready to move over. But I don't think we'll know until he explains further what he means regarding that. But it sounds like the majority of the pigs credits have been submitted and are ready to be transferred over as soon as version 2 goes live. Now, we don't have a date for that yet as to when version 2 of the Piggy Bank and the Pigs tokens going live. However, what I will say regarding that is there's probably the same reason as the last launch snafu, is that Forex Shark has learned that lesson. The developer and his team has learned that lesson of not giving a deadline when everything isn't 100% ironed out. And that's probably a good thing for us because, yeah, he could give little updates along the way every so often. He doesn't have a PR guy to do that, unfortunately. No one's passing constant messages from his team. So he's usually working, head down over the desk, I'm sure, hours and hours working on the development and furthering of this project. And so that's why we don't see as many updates until he's waiting until he's 100% ready for the next step. And then he's throwing an update out there when he can. So I think that's probably good in the long run, that he's taken that new approach of making sure he's 100% ready before setting a timeline, because it sounds like that's what happened last time, at least from the developer's own words. From his side of the story, is that it got down to crunch time. They had already set a launch date. There was still some debate as far as how much of a liquidity pool they needed, how much they were going to start off the piglets and all that, and trying to make those decisions in the last couple hours before the official launch didn't work out for them very well. So it sounds like a positive thing to me, the approach that he's taking now, but it means that we see a little less as far as updates. And then what else does he say here? He says when Piggy Bank goes live, so when version 2 goes live, he's going to be giving a 15% bonus for everyone who deposits fresh capital in the first 48 hours, just as a celebration to get it kick-started with a bang. Very shortly after Piggy Bank goes live, we'll be introducing an amazing new utility to the farm that has never been done before in DeFi. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, what we think that is. Never before seen in DeFi. I don't know if that's true, but he's offered some other screenshots, which I'll show you here in just a second. So the first thing I want to touch on is that 15% on the Piggy Bank. That's really cool. So however much we end up putting in here, you're going to get this time lock bonus. Let's say you want to do, 20 weeks. If you do 20 weeks, you're getting this 172% time lock bonus. But if you're depositing fresh capital, so not stuff that's being transferred over from the credits necessarily, I'm sorry, actually that would count. So not the time lock stakes that are already had the screenshot taken and they're stuck in here. None of those, none of your current existing piggy banks. But if you're adding fresh capital within the first 48 hours of this launching, you're going to get an extra 15% bonus on top of whatever this time lock would be. And he didn't say necessarily that it's only time locks. Let me reread the message. I don't think he said that. Yeah, he just says anyone who deposits fresh capital in the first 48 hours. So you don't necessarily have to time lock that. You just get that boost, to how I'm guessing he's just going to add the boost accordingly, how many piglets you would normally receive. He's probably just going to slap on an extra 15% to that if you're adding new fresh capital within the 48 hours that it starts. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, that's kind of nice. That's a nice little reward for everyone who's been waiting patiently and wanting to get back in. That's really cool. But what about these new partnerships, by the way? So he's talking about these new DRIP, not partnerships, but things that are launching. Here's the first screenshot we have. What is this? What does this look like? This is essentially what I would guess is a lotto ticket, right? A scratch off. So here's where you would have your numbers being populated, and then the winning numbers, and you'd scratch these. So that's pretty cool. It says win up to $500,000 worth of DRIP. He also released some other screenshots here. This is the Piggy Bank one. I'm guessing this will be in pigs. And then it looks like there's a B&B reward there. That we don't know if any of this is staying. This may just be some concept art. But that's pretty exciting. Went up to, what does that say, $1 million. And then we have one for dogs. Double Down Dogs, up to $6,900,000. So this is pretty neat. This is probably what he's talking about this never being done in DeFi. I'm not familiar with any scratch-off type systems in DeFi, so maybe that's what he's talking about. And this is pretty exciting. I mean, obviously this is up to. So instead of that being the only prize, that tells me, like a lot of lotteries, maybe you'll have like a lot of scratch-offs, you'll have these in-between prizes where you win, like, a single B&B, or it'll say 0.02 B&B. Who knows? Who knows what's all in between there? Obviously, these will be completely electronic. It'll be kind of like an online gambling, like a casino type of play. But I'm really excited for it. You guys have heard me talk about the lottery and EMP, and how great the odds are there to win like over 20,000 on any given day. They run this every single day, and I was excited about that. So this addition to the DRIP network is really cool. I'm guessing this just links back to the Animal Farm main page. This isn't a page yet, but he has added a link to kind of garner some excitement here. Lottery, vaults, these two different things that are coming soon. That's really cool. I don't know what vaults are. Could have something to do similar to like these auto vaults, the third-party providers like this Yield Wolf. EMP has this linked, and this is like a third party that will auto compound into their farms for you. Could be something like that. I can't speak on it for sure until we see what that is. I know he's talked about kind of like some lending protocols off of DRIP. Could be related to that. But I'm guessing this lottery is what these screenshots are from. So this lottery page, so what this does is it adds another utility, another use for dogs, for DRIP, and for pigs. So I know we're most excited probably about the DRIP one if you are holding DRIP, because we want to see that value. We want to see that. I can speak, I swear. We want to see that dollar value come back up of what DRIP is at. It's on that downward trend right now. If you've heard me talk about it, I'm not worried about that. I actually want it to, very selfishly, I'll add, go down to these low 20s again. I think that would be amazing. And I hope everyone has kind of a similar plan in mind. Obviously, when it finds a floor, it finds a floor. And I'm already seeing a lot more buys in here, I think, kind of mixed in. There was a good bit here that kept us around that 55 for a moment, and then we started heading downward again. It was kind of a green day right there in the midst. But yeah, so people are buying, kind of just sparse, like intermixed here. There are buys alongside the sells. But yeah, it looks like we're going to keep trailing down for a little while. And you've already heard me in other videos, my prediction for this, and this is why I'm excited about the lottery, because it's just going to add something to the whole ecosystem, is I think that this Pigs Credit whole snafu will finish off. And then Piggy Bank's going to launch version 2. People are going to do all their time lock stakes. They're going to throw that out however long they want. And then while they're waiting for that and playing this like the garden, because you can compound and keep going up like the garden, so they're going to be working on that. But then some attention's going to turn back to DRIP and to the DRIP Garden and to these other portions of the ecosystem. And then we're going to have these new partnerships launching. Forex is going to do some AMAs again, like that usually helps spike the prices. But he's going to announce whatever those new partnerships are, any that are solidified at that point. Sounds like the lottery is getting close, or else we wouldn't already be getting, these conceptualized little screenshots for our dogs, our pigs, our drip, getting us excited for that. He's just kind of dropping that hint. So that's what I think is going to happen next, is after he turns back more attention to all this, we're going to get the lottery, and it sounds like that will help DRIP. If my eyes don't deceive me, and this is a DRIP lottery ticket, that's going to help DRIP if you are buying and winning in the DRIP token. So that's really cool. That's just a really cool development, and I think that's really bullish. I think that's exciting for the whole ecosystem. I don't think we are down and out at all. I don't get any of the negative comments related to DRIP. This steady downward trend still makes sense to me, and I think we're going to see a really big buy-in again when we hit these numbers. That's just what I'm thinking, and I may just be speaking for myself, because I'm going to find some extra capital to load up when that happens. And when Piggy Bank launches, hopefully my Seifu is swung back up. It was kind of high the other day. I'll probably sell out of most of that and get into Piggy Bank. And turn more back to the DRIP ecosystem. I like diversifying, but I don't like balancing 10 different coins or different protocols. So it'd be nice if I could just be in DRIP, EMP. I don't mind Seifu though if it keeps up the volatility it has. It would be a pretty good opportunity for someone doing maybe a day trade, maybe more like a week trade, some weekly trade, something like that. If they were buying the dips and selling properly in Seifu, they could probably be making a good bit this week, and I'm sure there are some people who are. What I mean by that is Seifu's been dropping down to 130 like it is right now, flying back up to like 200, drops down to 150, and then it's been like 200 again. So it's kind of all over the place, but in a pretty consistent horizontal pattern, which is great for those who are trying to just buy and sell, not actually hold. They're just buying and selling along the way. That would have been a pretty good opportunity for that. Yeah, look at these spikes up, hit about 210. And then we're having this nice dip again. Up here it was like, 170, but there was a dip before that at 145, and then it gave some opportunity down at 125 before this big jump. So this is what I mean by the volatility. It's still trading relatively horizontal for what it is, but you have these nice dips and raises where if you were buying in quantity, you could do a good bit of profit, taking some profit there. Now, I know for the protocol itself, like any protocol, that's not good if people are just draining it in that way. It's not good for the length of the protocol, the longevity. I don't really care about Seifu that much. Some of you may have more invested in it, and you want to see it go long term. But for me, I'm just using it to make a little bit on the side while I'm waiting for Animal Farm to kick back into gear. But that's my whole prediction for all of this. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm excited for those for these new little lottery tickets that are coming out, and the other partnerships that Forex has been announcing. So a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline for DRIP, the Animal Farm, and the Piggy Bank. We're just waiting on that version 2 to drop, Forex. Hopefully you get done with that soon and let us know. I understand the lack of updates, but yeah, they are pretty delayed coming from that guy. But this is a pretty cool ecosystem that's been created, pretty cool protocol. So I'm excited to see what comes down the line. Still rooting for DRIP, and like I said, I will add much more to my position, as much as I can spare anyway, when it drops down even further. But for now, I'm content to compound my I get a little over $1 a day equivalent right now, since it's only like 40 something. But I will add to this position when it drops even lower. I'm hoping we get that opportunity, and it lasts more than a few days, so everyone gets a chance to buy in and ride it back up as the next wave of whales. Try to say that like 5 times fast. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the likes and subscribes if you appreciate the content. And I will see you on the next video. Hope you're having a great afternoon, morning, evening, night, whatever time of day it is for you. Catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you.